There we are. Zulma Gonzalez's mic is all yours. And yeah, you're muted.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Thankful Thursday, family. Why is that happening?
I don't. Oh, see, because that mic went on over there on that other computer. Okay, there you go.
I thought I had no sound for the last 2 weeks, and now I have multi sounds. Hi, everyone. Uh, Thankful Thursday to each and every only one of us. Only one of us. Only one of us. Oh, it's been a interesting. It's chilly today. We've got a nice chilly day. Um, Lovable is literally laying under. He's right there. That's a towel. That's a towel because I gave him a bath Monday. I guess it was Monday. I gave him a bath on Monday, and this is the towel that I dried him off with, and he has not let this thing go. I mean, it didn't stay on the sofa, but I kept him wrapped up in it for a while because as he was still wet walking around, put it around him and so he could lay in his little spot. But he has decided that for now, anyway, this is his comfort space. Because it's chilly and he doesn't like that. And he doesn't like the warm and he doesn't like the cold. I don't know about this loving puppy. Um, I do know though that the course talks about the habit of engaging with God, and other works talk about um, the importance of consistency and stuff like that, certainty stuff, consistency. And people who have uh, people whose brains function in accepting divine healing daily way, except ADHD way. Consistency just, it's consistently inconsistent. It comes and goes right out the door. Um, and I have to work harder, really harder. I have to, in fact, at 8 o'clock every morning and 8 o'clock every evening, Alexa says to me, be present, stay focused. I need to set that up for every hour. I really do. Um, be present, stay focused. Be present, stay focused. I have other friends who have ADHD and they say out loud, stay focused. They actually say it, focus, so and so, focus. Um, so the other day, Tuesday, I went to work and I um, finished in the kitchen, fed Lovable the whole bit, and um, closed everything, shut everything, and I left. I come home, and my refrigerator door is wide open, and on the floor is the plastic, the container uh, that the St. Louis ribs were in. Costco has like the best ribs if you like ribs. And the uh, styrofoam container from the chicken wings that I had purchased from a place that has actually been, interviewed. One of those places that you interview, they interview them and then they post about how wonderful. Anyway, the containers were both empty. Three huge wings and about a quarter of a rack of ribs gone, which I had planned for dinner, but that's another story. So I'm freaking out because, of course, dogs are not supposed to eat seasoned food. Well, these were very well seasoned. And I am, all I could do, okay, laugh. Yep, it's funny, but funny, not funny. Because now I'm freaking out. I'm waiting for him. I'm waiting for anything to happen. Nothing happened, except he got really restless. Sharon, would you mute yourself, please? Because something's going on, I hear the clicking or something going on behind you. Thank you, love. And while I'm here, let me say a thankful Thursday to you, Sharon and Dove and Bob and my Karen and Mickey and Lynn and Deb and Lori, hey, and Glorian and Regis, my brother. And Katia, who's out there listening more than likely, and anyone else who happens to tune in and come on. And this is the moment I'm supposed to say, if you're listening on YouTube, please like and subscribe, or at least like and comment if you can, just to acknowledge and let us know that you're here, that we know that you're listening, and perhaps we can, if you have any suggestions that you want to, anything that you want to hear about that I may have not covered, or something that you want me to stop covering because I say the same thing all the time, which is fine. I can't guarantee that it'll happen, but nevertheless, make us aware that you're here. Thank you for that. So anyway, uh, he got really restless. Oh, it's midnight. I have to go to work on Wednesday, but what does he care? He doesn't. Lovable has no track of time. I learned more about being from this loving pet than I do from people, because if he stumbles, he doesn't say, "Oh my God, how stupid of me! I was so clumsy," and no, he just regroups and does whatever it was he intended to do. Whatever it is he planned to do, he goes on and gets it done. Um, anyway, so he's restless. It's midnight, 12:30. He wants to go for a walk. It's the middle of the night, and so it is. Put on his LEASH, and out the door we go. And he goes and he relieves himself. We come back home, and I'm glad he relieves himself 1.5 times, actually. Never mind me describing the half. And we come back in. And then somewhere around 1:30-ish, he's pacing and he's trying to get behind a bookcase that I have. And I can't figure out why, because that's not one of his normal hangouts. Um, and I understand something about him. He we try to hide. We try to hide. We try to do things, and we think that we're not going to be found out. The course makes it clear about the whole thing about the darkness, and what we do in the dark comes to light. We can't hide. The truth is that we can't hide. There's no way to hide from life, because we're in it. We're part of it. There's no way to hide. Okay. And incidentally, um, um, when I came in the house, something didn't caught my nose the wrong way. Something was amiss. Anyway, well, he keeps trying to get to this one area, and I finally put something in the way so he can't. And he actually sat like in front of it, right, like this. I mean, just like staring at it, like if I look at it long enough, she's gonna let me get to there. So I do the next best thing, and I put him in his little house and locked it, and then go to find out what's going on. Well, here, basically everything that he ate had come back up. And the thing about my doggy is that because he doesn't chew, he swallows. He really doesn't. You'd think that he didn't have teeth. Most of it just goes right in and goes right down. A lot of this was still intact. It's very grateful, frankly. Took some work to get it up and all that stuff, but I was very grateful, because there most of it was. Because my concern was, A, you overate, and B, you overate stuff you weren't supposed to have in the first place. But all things are lessons that God would have me learn, and it's for me to just slow it down a little bit, slow it down, pay a little bit more and what it was, by the way, is that one of the crispers, where you keep getting it in the refrigerator, was open, was not pushed in all the way, because he has carrots. He has a bag of carrots, and it wasn't pushed in all the way. It was just enough that even though I had pushed the refrigerator door shut, it didn't shut. So he had access to the refrigerator all day long. But that's all he got a hold of, because he's even though he likes peas and he likes blueberries and he likes carrots, he is basically carnivorous. So, and he couldn't have reached any of that other stuff anyhow. So that's my adventure story. Um, let's see. And um, Bob writes that dogs are perfect examples of unconditional love. I just heard about, that was a thought that came to me yesterday. And I think I heard somebody mention it yesterday. Bob goes on to say that even if we have our moments and treat them poorly, they come back with and for more love. Dogs live the idea that my master can do no wrong. Oh my God, that's absolutely right. Unconditional, unconditional, unconditional. And even although and even though he knows when he's done something that I'm not going to approve of, because I will come home and he will already be laying in that little house of his. He'll be laying in there just as nice, kind of his head like turned off to the side. It's the funniest thing to watch. It's turned off to the side because it's kind of like, if I don't see you, if I don't look at you, maybe you don't see me. Ah, but is that not what we try to do? We try to hide. We try to mask. We try to mask the truth. Oh, behind spirituality. Oh, I am spirit. Oh, I am a student of the course. Oh, I am a religious science practitioner. Oh, I have a license. Mm. We try to mask and hide and pretend, and we don't um, yeah. Oh, yeah, Bob. They feel guilt. And he's aware that something is amiss. And I don't, you know, mistreat him. I don't handle him physically or anything like that. I just, I scold occasionally, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I understand that a dog is going to do what a dog is going to do. A dog is going to be a dog, and it's not the dog that needs to be scolded. It's my own self. I did not scold him at all for this thing. I left the refrigerator. I mean, I made it available to him. He only did what he was. His nose says food, eat, go, get it, hungry, and not even hungry. He's just greedy. Anyway, um, but all is well. He seems fine. He's, continually gone, relieved himself like every chance he gets. He's scratching, come on, let's go outside. We've been out at any time of the night. Somebody asked me, you took him out at 1:30 in the morning? And I said, yeah. They said, 1:30 in the morning? I'm like, yeah. He said, well, weren't you afraid? I said, of what? I tell you what, we know that the stuff that out there, those situations and experiences and circumstances and all that, it's all the time. It and what is, and now I'm not talking about putting myself literally, putting myself into a situation, into positions that, but I feel comfortable enough, and he, by the way, will let me know if something doesn't feel right. He starts tugging. He's like, "No way, I'm not going. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that," and we'll turn around. But I don't. I don't. Although my own shadow freaked me out the other day, but generally speaking, no, I don't. It doesn't matter whether it's 1:30 in the morning or 1:30 in the afternoon. Um, if my doggy feels a need to go, we go, and that's that. You know, if when you and I, well, when I wake up in the middle of the night and I have to go, and I need to relieve myself, I don't tell myself, no, it's dark. I'm not going. I'm going. I mean, turn the night light. Just because there's a night light on doesn't mean I'm not going. I'm going anyway. Anyhow. Um, and that's that for that. So I had no idea as to what I'm going to. Yeah, Karen, I see your hand. Go ahead, my love.
Hello, my darling. I just wanted to say you would have made you would make a great mother, and I know you have your daughter that you are a mother to. Um, how you treat your dog is you're such a good parent to your dog. And one of the reasons I say that is because I was listening to Gabor Mate. I listened to him because he really helps in the raising of children, especially babies and young children. And I think he's so helpful. But he said exactly what you did was the right thing. You didn't scold the dog. And he said with children, it's the same way. Like So, he was given an example of a child who wanted a cookie before dinner. And the parent, he said, you need to be in charge. And, you can't just be a permissive parent you can be, but it's not helpful. Just let the kid have whatever it wants. But he said, the way to handle that is you just tell the child, no, I'm sorry. I know you really want this cookie, but you can't have it before dinner. And the child gets upset, and you just hold the child and love the child. And you say, I understand how you feel, but this is the way it is, but you don't scold the child. I said you don't have a cookie, and yell at the child and punish the child. You don't punish the child for an opinion or for, which some parents do. And I've witnessed that. But so I just thought it was interesting the way you raise your dog is you have such good parenting skills. And I just wanted to comment. Thanks.
Appreciate that, Karen. Thank you. I have to admit, the course was instrumental in that. It really was instrumental in that. And we've heard the expression, what you focus on expands, right? So when we're outside and he wants to walk in the street, I say to him, pavement, pavement. I don't say no street or don't walk in the street, because then I'm emphasizing the street, right? Pavement, pavement. The course says, do only that. When you give directions, and I first got this from a technical communication class I was in, and we would give one of the assignments was to give directions on how to get from home to the school. And one of the instructions that has always stayed with me, don't, no. Say only, see, I'll get ready to do it then. Say only what you want, not what you don't want. For example, you don't say, when you get to that corner, turn left. Don't turn right because, da 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 da. Well, the thought of right is now it became a thought. It became a seed planted. If you only want them to make a left, say turn left. Now there may be a landmark or something on the corner. On the corner there, you'll see across the street. You'll see I don't know, such and such a store. You don't even want to say the right-hand corner if you want them to turn left, because they're thinking, what I'm telling you, we are constantly planting seeds. We don't realize how powerful thoughts, words are to us and for us. So say only that. Do only that, the course says. Do only that. That is what for? What purpose does it serve to tell you or the dog to, don't do this? No, do this. And then that becomes the focus. And Bob writes, accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, and don't mess with don't mess with Mr. In Between. There you go. I love it. I love it. And that's really it. You focus on what you want. The course talks about the habit of engaging with God. Engaging means focusing only on that thing. Stay right there. Ernest Holmes. I don't know if I want to show slides today. If I do slides, I have to. Yeah, well, I guess I will. In order to do slides, though, I only have the one screen in front of me because I'm downstairs and I just didn't feel like going. I didn't feel like taking the computer upstairs. I just didn't feel like it. So I only have the one screen. Today is the 2nd, let's see, 2025. Okay. Let's see what we can find on some slides. Let's see what we can find. But the bottom line about, the consistency, the importance of consistency, and it takes practice, because we're in a habit. You know what? You will never hear me say, don't forget to. I love that one. And we say all the time, oh, don't forget to do such and such. And I'll say, I'll respond. I'll remember. I have to remind myself to remember, not to focus on the forgetting part of it. I mean, that's something so simple. Not just you, Bob. Um, and Karen writes, we are unlearning old concepts and beliefs with the lie in between. That it's and that's exactly it. We're constantly unlearning. And it's not, I've been doing this one enough though, about remembering. I've been doing that long enough that um for me to say don't forget, it's just like rare. And I autocorrect. Remember to, but I got that from the course. Do only that. Don't and from that, and the combination of that and that class, do only that. Say what you want, not what you don't want. Say, oh, it's going to be a great day today. What is it? Oh, I hope that such and such doesn't happen. Say, oh, enjoy your trip. Don't be careful. Don't have an accident. Say what you want. And only what you want. Say what you mean, only what you mean, and not just out there, but to yourself too. I have to remind myself not to go into that space of, because frankly, it's all faith-based. Faith or misplaced faith. Misplaced faith is what we call fear. Drive safely. Be careful. Don't get into an accident. Be careful. Make sure, because you drive too fast, or you drive too slow. People, and it's blowing my mind even as I'm saying this. We do it. We do it. I may think a thought. I know my baby girl. She turns, and sometimes she cuts the wheel way too far, so you can see it after she's made the turn, she has to like get it straight. But she's been licensed for 2 years, 3 years. She's been licensed for 3 years. You can't expect her, to she can't whip it like I can, and nor should I expect her to. One day she will. She'll do that enough, and it'll become, but not yet. I cannot expect, because expectations are illusions. Expectations are illusions. I cannot expect you to do it the way I think you should do it. Hi, Sally. I can't expect you to do it the way I do it, because then I think I'm right and you're wrong. And here we go again. I'd rather be happy. So I watch. All things are lessons that God would have me learn. The fact that she's cutting the wheel too far is not a time for me to say to her, you've cut the wheel too far, as if she didn't know, right? No, it's not time to say that. But she's aware that I saw it. She's aware of that, and that might make her think about it. And I'm sure that she's grateful, because I'm sure she's beating herself up. I don't need to beat you up. You can do that all by yourself. You can beat yourself up. I don't have to beat you up. Why do I have to make you guilty? Why do I have to be right? Why do I have to make myself look big and make you look small? Come on. That's the way it used to be. That's the way it used to be. That's not the way it is. And it applies to children. Karen, I see your hand, Karen. Give me a minute. It applies to children, especially children. My baby, my former stepdaughter, my former husband's daughter, she was a little thing, and a couple of things. She wanted to spell a word. She asked me how to spell a word, and I said, baby, you know how to use a dictionary, go, she goes and she gets the dictionary, and she's looking at like a long time, and she's a really quick, but long time, and she's sitting there and she's so frustrated, and I'm like, sir, she says, how am I supposed to find the word if I don't know how to spell it? Lesson for me. The other one was, one day she came home and she didn't want to eat dinner. She just wasn't hungry. And we sat there for hours, because that you're going to eat what I put in front of you stuff. She's a person. She was a person. I'm sorry, baby boy, you all right? She was a person, a little person. She was an adult in the making. We are adult children. We were children, and now we are adult children. She, but she had her own mind. You're not going to force me to eat if I don't want to. And I learned something that day. Oh, I learned something. I learned. Karen, go ahead, my love. Karen.
I'm sorry, I was writing something in the chat. You're so funny. You just reminded me of my dad. My dad used to say, she's a human being. You said she's a person because my dad, he was an amazing guy. He was just the salt of the earth, helped everyone, loved to help the downtrodden. And there was a girl who was a prostitute, and people were judging her, and he was helping her. He was helping her, and he gave her a place to stay, food, the whole 9 yards. And my dad said, she's a human being. Like he just stood up for the people, and I love that about him. That's not what I wanted to share, but you just reminded me of my dad. What I wanted to share was this idea of do only that. In that paragraph, he says a wise teacher teaches through approach, not avoidance. So he does not emphasize what you must avoid, like you're saying, exactly what you're saying. So what he's teaching here is he's teaching you not to come from a place of fear, okay? Which you're exactly what you're teaching. So by avoidance behavior, don't do that. That's like fear. I'm putting fear into you, which our parents did as we were growing up. I know I got a lot of that. It's coming from a place of love, the approach, which is do this, try this in a loving, gentle way. This is the Holy Spirit speaking. So that I just wanted to, in addition to what you're saying and adding to exactly what you're sharing, I just wanted to point that out in that paragraph where he's saying a wise teacher teaches through approach, not avoiding, and that is exactly what you're doing. So thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. I was looking at a quote from Ernest Holmes from his original book from the 1926 edition, and which is saying the same thing. Let me see if I can throw a slide up here real quick. Let's see if I can do this. This thing is giving me all kinds of instructions that I don't want. Let's see. Screen sharing. Okay. From his original, from 1926, Ernest Holmes, he said, he's quoting the Bible, when Jesus said, resist not evil, he meant that non-recognition of evil is the only way to avoid it. Non-recognition. Don't focus on what you don't want, focus on what you do. He said, this is true according to the law of cause and effect. For what we persist in recognizing, we persist in holding in place. Back to that, don't make a right turn because. Now all of a sudden, what was that about right turn? She said something about right turn. Was I supposed to make a right here? That which we non-recognize, we neutralize. And it is no longer there so far as we are concerned. It's not there. Not through avoidance, but go in the direction of what it is that you want. And that, I don't take Lovable out at 1:30 in the morning thinking, oh, I don't want to go out there now because, somebody might be out there doing whatever. Something might happen. Something's going to happen. No matter what, a car is going to drive by, a stoplight is going to change, a person may be walking down the street, another dog might be coming, the cats are going, things are happening, life is happening. It's constantly happening. Got that. But I'm not going out with that thought. I'm like, my only thought is, baby boy, it's 1:30 in the morning, I'm tired, I'm sleepy, do you really want to go out now? But he lets me know, if he gets insistent. Sometimes he'll go to scratch, and it's what you would just the same example you were saying, Karen, with the cookie. He'll scratch, and I'm like, I'll say, no, we're not going out now. We're not doing it, and he'll lay down. He'll try for a little bit, and he realizes, shucks, that didn't work. But But isn't that how it is in life? Isn't that how it is? Things that people are always trying to push our buttons. Uh, uh, uh. And then we want to get upset with them because it's our buttons got pushed. We opened the button box and let them push. We did that. We did that. All right. I'm not going to take any real time with these quotes that, the quotes I do on a weekly basis, but I'm going to do them anyway, but just not take any real time with them. Simply going to read them for reminders that we should daily train our thoughts to recognize the spirit in everything we do, say, and think. There's no other way. To try to do it any other way is a complete failure. It's a complete failure. Daily train our thoughts. Because this is a course in mind training, and all learning involves attention and study at some level. An untrained mind can accomplish nothing. You govern your surroundings by the nature of what is taking place in your consciousness. There is nothing out there, it's only in here. You govern your surroundings by the nature of what is taking place in your consciousness. And we naturally become master over all life when we understand and master the process of thinking. That's all I'm going to say about that. Nothing else today. And here, train your thinking to matters, train your thinking, from Raymond Charles Barker. Train your thinking to patterns of maximum expectancy. Do only that. What is it that you want? What for? What purpose does it serve? Maximum expectancy. This is what I want. This is the direction I'm heading in. And while I recognize that the course is not about doing, it's about being. It's important to remember that because we think, we feel, and because we feel, we act. So as the course reminds us that every response we make is determined by what we think we are, that responding is a doing thing. We do all the time. We're human doings. Regis told us that. We are human doings. Spiritual beings, but we are human doings. We do, and we do. So I want to talk about that for a little bit. Just a little bit. We'll talk about habits. As soon as I can find the Zoom to share again. All right. This one screen thing. I promise I won't do this next week. I'll have my two screens up. Let's see. I wanted to share this screen right here. Nope, I didn't hit the share, did I? Share Zulma. There we go. So James Allen wrote that no matter how apparently helpless a man has become under the tyranny of a bad habit or a bad characteristic, and when I say bad, you know what I mean. I have this anger problem. I have this lack of focus problem. I have a nicotine addiction. I have I drink out. I have a alcohol addiction. A current, in progress, addiction. I have I do cocaine. I'm hooked. I can't stop smoking this pot. Whatever it is. I'm gambling. I'm selling my body. Whatever it is. I'm eating too well. I'm criticizing all the time. I'm judging all the time. I'm worried all the time. I'm complaining all the time. These two are habits. And I wanted to bring that up. That's important because it's evident. And I'm sure we all know at least one. It might be us who always has a woe is me story. Always has a woe is me story, and doesn't even realize that they're woeing at the time. No matter how apparently helpless one has become under the tyranny of a bad habit or a bad characteristic, and both are essentially the same, he can so long as sanity remains. Keyword here, sanity, man. But remember that we really are sane, thinking we're insane. We really are sane, acting as if we are insane. We really are in God, thinking that we're not, that we're separate. We really are one, thinking that we're separate. As long as sanity remains, we can break away from it. We're talking about this habit and become free, replacing it by its opposite good habit. And when the good possesses him as the bad formerly did, there will be neither wish nor need to break from that, for its dominance will be perennial. Okay, I had to find what that word meant. Its dominance will be continuing and not perpetual misery. The Course talks about how tolerance for pain may be high, but it's not without limit. Eventually, we come to a place where there must be a better way. And oh, something else the Course says, and I just lost it. Um, mm, mm, mm. Basically, that when once when you have that holy instant, when you have that instant where something becomes so crystal clear to you that you just can't go back and do that thing again. Like I say, I can't hate anymore. I can't. I simply cannot hate. I'm coming off the screen for a second. I simply cannot hate. I can't. Just the thought is like, I I watched the news yesterday because I was at work, and they have ABC on all day long, and they talked about 32,000 jobs that were gone in September. They talk about a government shutdown. They're talking about there was what do you call thing? An earthquake that was 6.9 on the Richter scale in the Philippines, and 69 people, blah 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 blah. But these tornadoes and hurricanes. It's interesting how we forget that everything is vibrating at a frequency, blah blah blah. That whole energy thing. That everything is energy, and while all this turmoil, I'm not putting in quotation marks, is going on, and in the different sectors of people's lives, there's the way they're thinking, the way they are uh, 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 choosing to act in ways that don't take others into consideration, and things of that nature. The earth is doing the same thing. It's doing the same thing. And I mean, in North Carolina, the waters are doing this, and then you got these hurricanes, and then these tornadoes are doing this, and these earthquakes are all, but I mean, like, all of a sudden, bam, bam, bam. I don't think the body is composed of 70% water. The body, 70% water. So the water's out there, at the beach. The waters, these dams that are breaking, all these currents. That's same water, same source, same source. So it's. I don't know why I brought that up. Oh yes, I do. I had a moment of almost panic, almost panic, and there's one of the licensed practitioners from another center. Her name is Lori Carlson. And every day, Lori Carlson writes and sends out affirmations to certain people. I'm shouting, I'm giving her the shout out. She's from the North Jersey Center for Spiritual Living. And yesterday's affirmation that she sent out was, today I move through all I do with grace and calm assurance. Grace and calm assurance. And I can't tell you what reading that in that moment it did for me. I forgot to remember. The sleep of forgetfulness is only the unwillingness to remember God's forgiveness and God's love. The sleep of forgetfulness. I fell in. I mean, I was snoring in it. Oh, I was snoring in it. You I needed a CPAP for it. I was snoring in it. I couldn't. And it was coming because, I don't know if you watch the news. I generally don't, but it's one story after another and one story after another. And maybe if you're lucky, you'll get one that makes you feel, they'll give you a feel good story. But there's this, it was much for me. I had a moment. I had that moment. I had that moment. Anyway, I needed to bring that up because I don't. I know but I don't want it to sound like I'm always walking around, oh, so kumbaya. Everything is cool. I am spirit. I am not a body. I'm free. For I'm still as God created me. By the way, I'm loving the 181 to 200 that you guys are doing, Dove and Lynn. Dove and my Karen. I'm loving that. I heard that last week. I'm loving it. Loving it. Don't, because there's going to be moments. Fortunately, I read that right as the news was still on. It was the David Muir, I think his name is, comes on 6:30. These are names I didn't even know before I started working at where I am. I had no idea about any of this, including the cast members of General Hospital. That's another story. I was in a frenzy, and I just happened, and that just right there, to turn around and look at the affirmation from Lori, because it's always right there. The truth is always right there in front of us. But I took a moment to let a dark veil get in the way. 32,000 jobs. Oh my God. I'm not in the physical workforce, but the government, they're the ones that, send me my pension check. And I start going through this. I started futurizing. You heard me say it last week. Futurizing and awfulizing about, and the what if, the what if I'm always safe because I'm always saved, and there's nothing to be saved from. Nothing to be saved from. Thank you, Gloria. Nothing to be saved from. So even that word safe and safety, and in my defenselessness, my safety lies and all that. Once you start to break that down, once you start to really look at that, it's like I don't have to say drive carefully, be safe. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as I was telling myself that in life. Oh, be safe, Zulma. It's 1:30 in the morning. Be safe. That means put on this armor, because there may be a reason out there for you to have to go out there and fight. I'm setting myself up when I'm thinking about, oh, I'm not in trouble. I'm safe. I'm saved. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It comes from the same words. Anyway, all that. So that was from that quote about habits was from James Allen. James Allen was the one who wrote "As a Man Thinketh," and we're reminded with that miracles are habits. That's miracle principle from miracle principle number 5. Miracles are habits. And then the Course reminds us that the habit of engaging with God, I should be sharing this for you to see it because I see it. I want you to see it too. Since I took the time to put the slide up, I may as well show it to you, huh? Here we go. The habit of engaging with God and his creations. I see your hand, Karen. Give me a minute. The habit of engaging with God and his creations is easily made. The habit of engaging with God and you and me and everyone, and even the stuff that's going on that you see on the television, and even the stuff that you're hearing about, and all of it, the habit of engaging with God, which is all there is, the habit of engaging with God and his creations, which is all that we are, the habit of engaging with life is easily made if you actively refuse to let your mind slip away. The problem is not one of concentration. It's the belief that no one, including yourself, is worth consistent effort. The voice of the Course asks, side with me consistently against this deception. That's consistently against what I see on television, thinking that it's real. It's not. Thinking that, that 32,000, that's a number. That's an analyzed thing. That's an ego thing. It's not. It's not real. The problem, that's not the problem. Side with love, side with truth, side with God, side with peace, consistently against this deception, and do not permit the shabby, I'll give it a cuss, the shabby behind belief to pull you back. Don't let yourself become disheartened. This is what the Course is saying. Don't let yourself become disheartened. Don't let yourself get pulled into all this stuff that's temporary. Don't let yourself get pulled into it, because the disheartened are useless to themselves and to love and to the spirit, to each other. And that disheartening is it's an ego tactic. It's a belief that we should be afraid. Only the ego can be disheartened. Come on, Karen.
You go, girl. My girl has a powerful message. I'm telling you. Oh my gosh. So I just wanted to join with you today's lesson. You were talking about safety. And today's lesson is all about trusting the Holy Spirit. And he says, your healing voice protects all things today. And so I leave all things to you. I need be anxious over nothing. And then he tells us in the Bible, in Peter 5:7, cast all your cares upon him, for he cares for you.
Yes, indeed.
And that's where Helen must describe the Course, where she says, you need be neither careful or careless. You need merely cast your cares upon him, because he careth for you. So I love what you're such a powerful speaker, and reiterating the trust in the Holy Spirit, trust, because we don't know of ourselves. We know nothing. So we must trust. Thank you so much. I love you.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you. Absolutely. We'd be anxious for nothing. For what? What purpose does it serve? What for? The Course, what for? What purpose does it serve? What purpose does it serve to walk around and worrying and fearing and wondering and trying to figure out what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen later today, what's going to happen next week? What's the point? You can't do it anyway. So all you do is make yourself more anxious. Go ahead, Dove.
Hi, everybody. I just posted, we are of one mind for certain, because we're about to go into a thing on lesson 202. That's our lesson for the any one of these lessons is the whole course. And here you, Zulma, come on with that thing. I'm going to ask you can you repost it in the chat, the last picture that you just showed? Like, why am I staying here at all? I mean, like, can you repost that, or even post it again so maybe I can read it again? but I think it's easy for you to post it in the chat because
You mean the last slide that I
the
posted?
last slide, yeah, the last slide. Can you do that?
The one from the course or the one from before that?
No, the one where you said, "Let's all go home."
The habit of engaging with. Did I say that?
Yeah,
Let
it's
me
the
see.
last one you just showed.
All right. Okay. This
Uh,
is the last. This is the last slide I showed.
that's the one. Yeah, miracles are habits. Text.
Yes.
So
The
this,
habit of it.
so this is coming from the course, right?
These are from the course. Before the first slide that I showed was
No,
was
no.
in
This is
fact let me
this
do
is
this.
chapter 4, section 4, paragraph 7, 1 through 4. It's okay. Now that I have it, I mean, if you can put it in the chat, it'd be great. But
Okay, I'll do that. I can do that. I can do exactly that. I'll do it right now.
because
Easy.
yeah, because that's exactly what Karen and I are going to be speaking about in the entire next hour. It's really like we are one mind. And I also noticed that today's lesson 275, which we spoke about in the last hour, God's voice protects us in all things. It's all about listening to God's voice. Let me see if I can. Yeah. The habit of engaging with God and His creations is easily made if you actively refuse to
And
slip away.
actively refuse. Actively refuse. Actively refuse. We're talking about habits. We're talking about habits here. We're talking about, I mean, and granted, I'm 69 years old. When I was, what is it? Yeah, it was 30. Oh my God, it's been 30 years. 1992, 33 years. I didn't realize how long it's been. But for more than half of my life, I wasn't in the habit of engaging with God. For more than half of my life, I was not in the habit of thinking that I was worthy. For more than half of my life, I wasn't in the habit of thinking that you were worthy. Now, I have decided I have decided to choose a different way. I have decided to choose a way of peace. I have decided that when that to stop shooting on my mother, and when I stopped shooting on my mother, I decided that I had to stop shooting on everything, on everybody. Now, do I do it all the time? No, no, no. But most of the time, yes. Did I always? No. It's a habit. It's a habit. The course asks us to begin each day. Where is that? Where is that slide? That's a whole different something. To begin each day, come on, come on, come on. Okay, I have it. To begin each day, begin each day with time devoted to the preparation of your mind to learn what each idea you will review that day can offer you in freedom and in peace. And from the Bible, if you know these things, happy are you if you do them. Begin each day with time devoted to the preparation of your mind. So every day, I'll look at the lesson from the course. I will look at something. It could be from the 365 Days of Wisdom from Ernest Holmes. It could be, I could just flip open a random page in Joel Goldsmith's book. I'm reading from a couple of his books at a time. Glorian has set us up with this reading that we do the Wednesday in the one Wednesday in the month, which I don't read it all in the same day. I just actually read through it. It could be from the Guide for Spiritual Living, because they have a daily guide. This has to be my life. This has to be my life. This is my life. And it's too easy to forget. It's too easy to flip on to the news comes on right after General Hospital. So it's too easy to forget. Hi, Sharonda, good to see you. It's too easy to forget. So I have to keep bringing things in to remind myself. Sacred study is what we call it. Sacred study, affirmations, Prayer, just prayer. I'm not asking for anything. I'm affirming the truth of what already is. That's what it's all about. This is my life. There is one life. That life is God's life. Come on, anyway, I'm quoting Ernest Holmes, but it's in the course. You can find it. You can find it. You can find it in every one of these, whichever, whether it be, I'm gonna go here. Mary Baker Eddy, whether it be Emma Curtis Hopkins, whether it be Ernest Holmes, whether it be Joel Goldsmith, whether it's the Course in Miracles, it doesn't matter. The truth is going to be true across the board. There is only one life. That life is God's life. And that life is perfect, whole, it's complete. And that life is my life now. And that's it. And that's it. I'm not even going to say anything else. It's 28 after. I'm going to give you time, Lynn, to get it together. I mean, I could pull up more slides, but there's the point. Begin each day and throughout the day. You have some people just, I pray in the morning and they pray at night. And in between, they're just freaking out. Oh, did you? And I'm so worried. And you're going out at 1:30 in the morning. What? Come on. We're talking about life. This is my life. And I want to enjoy it. I'm supposed to. I went to a thing was on clothing, and he says, don't dress to impress, dress to express. That's all I'm doing. I'm living to express. I've been given this life to live, to demonstrate God. And how can I do that? By walking around in fear and crouching and I can't. It did that. It didn't work. It didn't feel good. It just didn't work. So today it's about engaging with God, engaging with God, engaging with God. And when they talk about 32,000 jobs, turn the television, engage with God. That's not my God. That's temporary. I can see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, and touch it. It is temporary. Hold on to the truth, the truth, the truth, and we can only be free because we are not a body. I am not a body. I am free. I am still as God created me. Spirit is in a state of grace forever. Our reality is only spirit. And therefore, you, me, we are in a state of grace forever. Grace, gracia, thank you. It's life saying, here. Enjoy. Oh, yeah. That's going to happen. And that's going to happen. And that's going to happen. This is going to hurt. And this one's going to, bodies are going to disappear and all. But enjoy. I'm giving you this. Just be. Recognize it's all yours. It's all yours. I said I was going to give up the mic. And it's now 10:30. It is actually 10:30. Sharon, take 1 minute note. Make it short. Really short.
1 minute. I thought your teaching was so powerful today because I've had the same. It just shows me that we're all in the same mind. So I just want to thank you because I feel like I needed to hear you today. And yeah, I mean it's so important to just keep engaging with the higher self. Thank you so much, Zuma.
That's it. The habit of engaging with God. The habit of engaging with God and his creation is easily made. Easy if you actively refuse to let your mind slip away. It's not, and it has nothing to do with concentration. It has nothing to do with me having ADHD. It has to do with, I don't think I'm worth it. I don't think you're worth it. Oh, I think that what you're saying on the news is going to affect me. No. Engage with God, and remember that it's you. The kingdom, seek first the kingdom. The kingdom is you. It's not out there. For that, I give thanks. McKaylee, I see your hand, and they're going to kill me. I'm going over and do someone else's time now. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say thank you.
Let her go because everybody can slide for 5 minutes. So go ahead, McKaylee.
Like you said that, I just wanted to say thank you.
I can't hear you.
I just wanted to say that it was a really powerful class. Thank you.
All right. Thanks you so much. Thank you, McKaylee. Thank you, Zulma. Yes, it is a very powerful class. and you are a very powerful child of God, and we're all very powerfully bringing forth this new golden age, which is happening because the golden age is what we call the real world. And we come into the real world when we stop experiencing ourselves in the world of the material form and remember that we are all God's children. So thank you so much, Zulma. I'm going to stop